I got a present yesterday. Can you see what that is? Those are frog eggs. I'm so excited to see them grow first into tadpoles and then into frogs. But it reminded me of a fairy story that I used to love when I was a little girl. It's called The Frog Prince, and it came out of this book, A Treasury of Stories for Children, and it's illustrated by the very talented painter Tasha Tudor. And here's the picture that she drew to illustrate The Frog Prince. Long ago, when wishes really came true, there lived a king and his beautiful daughter, who was so lovely that the sun could not marvel when it shone upon her face. Every day, when the sun was in the sky, the princess would sit on the cool stones of the palace well, tossing a golden ball high in the air, watching the sun make it shine and glisten to her delight. But one day, she accidentally tossed her ball too high, and when it came down, she could not catch it. Instead, it fell deep into the well. The princess cried bitterly. "Tell me why you are crying, princess," a voice said. The princess looked toward the voice, and through her tears, she saw the broad, ugly face of a frog. "Oh, please, frog," said the princess, "if you bring me back my ball which has fallen into the well, anything in the world you wish for will be yours." "I care nothing for wealth," said the frog. "Make me your favorite companion. Let me sit beside you at the table, eat from your plate, and drink from your cup. Let me sleep on your bed at night. If you promise, I will dive into the well and fetch your golden ball." "What nonsense," thought the princess, but agreed to grant his wish. The frog dived under the water and returned with her ball. Without so much as a word of thanks, the princess picked up the ball and skipped home to the palace. "Wait, wait for me," croaked the frog. But the princess did not listen and quite forgot her promise to the frog. The next evening, the princess and the king were eating dinner when they heard a splashing and a plopping on the front steps. The princess ran to the door. There, squatting on the doorstep, was the frog. She slammed the door and ran back to her place at the table, for she was very frightened. "Whatever is the matter, my child?" asked the king. "Who's at the door?" "No one, father, but a hideous frog." "And what does such a creature want with you?" "I promised the frog that if he fetched my ball from the well, I would be his friend. But, oh, father, I never dreamed he would leave the well." "A promise is a promise," said the king sternly. "Now go and let in your playmate." With great reluctance, the princess opened the door. The frog followed her to her chair. "Lift me up beside you," he croaked. She shuddered, but remembered her promise and placed him on the chair beside her. Then he asked to be set on the table where he might reach her plate and cup. And when it was time for bed, he asked to sleep on the pillow by her head. There, to the princess's disgust, he stayed until dawn. The next morning, the frog slid off her pillow and onto the floor. But as soon as his feet touched the floor, he was no longer a frog. He had become a handsome prince. "You see," he said to the princess, "a wicked magician cast a spell on me. The curse could only be broken when I became your friend." Then he really did become her favorite companion, and when they grew up, they married and lived happily ever after. The frog cared nothing for wealth, but he needed a friend to become who he truly was.